Hey, what's up, guys? It's Corey from Lion Dads, back with the video. Today we're going to talk about kind of the calories in, calories out, and how, so many people advocate that just be the end-all, be-all of health and fitness and losing weight and stuff, and how I don't necessarily agree with that or think it's necessarily true. But before we get into all that, make sure you guys go down to the description of this video and get your free PDF on getting started with the carnivore diet. It's got everything you need in there to start losing weight today. It's got a shopping list in there, so go check all that out. And obviously like and subscribe and all that stuff. So yeah, like I said, today we're going to talk about calories in, calories out, and like whenever we start looking to lose weight and we start trying to find out, what we need to do, the first thing that comes up is the calories, right? If you're out of shape, if you're fat, everybody's going to tell you you need to restrict calories, you need to go into a deficit, and all that kind of stuff. And let me fix my light here because getting a shadow on my face from my hat. You're using calorie tracking tools, you're doing all that kind of stuff, and all that stuff is, that's the first thing that everybody's going to tell you. That's the first place I went when I started trying to lose weight way back in the day, trying to find out what calories I need to be at and how to restrict them. And that's like the end all be all, right? That's like, just do that and you'll be fine. You'll lose weight. You can lose weight eating nothing but chocolate all day, and all that shit's true. It's all valid. When it comes to actual like weight loss, the all that kind of stuff, thermogenics or whatever they want to call it. It's all valid. It's all relevant. You know what I mean? There is if you watch your calories and you track, you will lose weight. I've done it myself, even eating shit ass terrible foods. But there's kind of it's kind of a thing that you need to kind of balance and look at the big picture with, and understand that one concept is typically just a piece of it and not the entire big picture. And especially when you're looking at incorporating things like a carnivore diet and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I want to go over today. So let's talk about the calories in, calories out thing. The concept obviously is, it's a principle of, weight management. If you take in less calories than you spend, you're going to lose weight. If you take in more calories than you burn off with energy, then you're gonna gain weight, right? That's basically the basic foundation, the basic principle of weight loss that they teach. And it is correct, calories are a real thing. As many people in the carnivore ketogenic diet space kind of want to argue against it. It's not. It is a thing. Calories in, calories out is a thing, and you can sit and eat. If I ate 2,000 calories a day of Hershey bars for a year, I would lose weight. I would feel like absolute dog shit. I would be all fucked up. My hormones would be a mess. I'd probably be depressed. I'd probably be who knows what. Being poor, awful health, but I would lose weight. I would not weigh what I weigh today, because I'd be taking in 2,000 calories a day and burning off more than that through living. Maybe. I don't know if I'd even be able to walk anymore. I'd be so jacked up. But, it's a thing that you could do, you know what I mean? And it would work for weight loss. Like I said, every other aspect of your health and life and fitness would be an absolute fucking disaster, but you would lose weight. So it's true, calories in, calories out does work. It is a thing you can incorporate into your diet, and something that, when I have my clients that are trying to really tighten things up, it's something we incorporate later on in a program, maybe, if they need it. But, moving on from that, so what I want to talk about is like the limitations and pitfalls of this, right? And I kind of did go over that a little bit, but like I said, like solely focusing on calorie counting for optimal health is not necessarily going to work. It'll work if you are fat, if you're morbidly obese or something like that. You could, there've been people who have been morbidly obese, I'm talking like 400 or 500 pounds plus, who basically stopped eating, right? They took in 0 calories and they lived for a long time. They lived off their body fat. You know what I mean? Don't have any links to any of that or anything. If you want to go check it out, you can probably Google it and find it. There's people who've done it. I'm not advocating for it. I'm not recommending it. I'm not telling you like, hey, if you're carrying some body fat, stop eating altogether and you'll start losing weight. That's not what I teach at all. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm just saying it has happened. People have done it and lost weight. I don't know, I haven't dove into it, like finding out what their actual health benefits or anything like that were, or if they had any problems arise from doing that. But it is a thing that people have done. But I think the important thing is that I want to talk about and really emphasize with you guys is, if you are incorporating the calories in, calories out thing, you need to also be prioritizing nutrient dense, high quality foods along with that. That way that you are keeping your hormones in balance. You are keeping yourself building muscle. You are losing the right kind of weight. You're losing fat. You're not tapping into your muscle stores and burning that stuff off and losing that because your body's craving it for the nutrients it's not getting from your diet. Keep eating, like I said, like that's why I advocate a carnivore diet, especially if the carnivore diet ensures you are getting nutrient dense, high quality whole foods as long as you're eating that way. And not focusing on highly processed, food products that you find in the store, right? So if you pair that with and you're making sure you're getting high quality whole food protein and fats from a carnivore diet, and you're getting adequate protein in your diet, and you are incorporating calories in, calories out, you will see fantastic results. You know what I mean? That's the best way in my mind to do it. But there are a lot of people in the carnivore space that don't even think calorie counting is necessary. I've gone through huge stretches of my carnivore journey where I did not count calories. I'm kind of trying to hit a different goal right now, so I have incorporated that back in now, but I don't do it all the time because it's a pain in the ass and something a lot of people don't want to deal with, right? But there's a lot of people who don't do it and see fantastic results because they're still burning calories, they're still intaking less energy than what they're expending and losing weight that way. So that's why I want to kind of talk about like leveraging your carnivore diet for health and weight loss, right? So when you look at a carnivore diet from a nutritional approach, it emphasizes taking in, like I said, high quality proteins, high quality fats. You're getting your adequate nutrition from those foods as long as you're eating, whole sources of animal products. And like I said, you can see great benefits if you pair that with calorie tracking. And I think a lot of people, one of the biggest pitfalls, right, with calorie tracking is people just do too much too fast. You know what I mean? People will go into like extreme calorie deficits and stuff like that. And that's not the approach you want to take, right? So like my insight that I have into it and what I've kind of done and ways that I kind of incorporate it when I need to so I got to figure out what my priorities are, right? So muscle building or at least muscle retention is important for me, and my hormones, my testosterone, things like that. That's in my sleep and all that kind of stuff. That's all stuff that I prioritize. When it comes to my health, I prioritize my muscle. I want to make sure that I either build or maintain muscle. I don't want to lose any, and I want my hormones to be balanced. That's why you'll never see me go into some kind of like sub 10%, body fat range or anything like that. I'd prefer to keep myself at like a 15%, 14 to 18%. I think is pretty good. Maybe even as low as 12. Definitely not higher than like 20, but I'm kind of in like, this is probably the worst shape I've been in since I've been on a carnivore diet, and I'm paring it back down now. I'll see pretty good results pretty fast. But that's the things that I prioritize, right? And I just go about it slowly. I don't go into crazy deficit. So the way I calculate my calories, like that's the biggest things people are like, what's my maintenance calorie? Because you have your maintenance calorie where this is what you can eat and stay the same weight. You won't lose, you won't gain. You will see some fluctuations and things like that, but you'll typically stay in the same, bounce within the same 5-pound range or so. And that's, I think you take your body weight and you multiply it by 15. So that's like a maintenance, that's a good rule of thumb. Not everybody's different. That may not be the way it is for you. But that's what I think what a lot of people do. So like mine, I think it comes out to like 34 to 3,500 calorie range. So what I typically try to eat is I multiply by 12. If I really want to lose weight really fast, I'll multiply my weight by 10. So I'll never get under that like 200 or 2,300 a day is basically the lowest I would ever go for my calories. But I typically stay around like 2,700 calories, and that's my deficit. I lose pretty good weight that way. And then a good way you can kind of go about it, one strategy I like to use, like there's some people that are like, okay, like let's say me, for example, let's say I want to go in like a light cut or something like that. I want to get in like a light deficit. So I'll do the 2,700 calories a day. It's maybe a pound a week or so I might find myself losing. That doesn't mean that I'm just going to eat 2,700 a day. I can do that, you know what I mean? But what I find better for my sanity and things like that is I'll have like a day where I eat higher calories. So like Monday I might eat like 3,100 calories, and then, you know, Tuesday maybe I'll incorporate some fasting and things like that, and I'll kind of swing my calories a little lower. Maybe eat higher protein that day, less fat. So, this is only when I'm counting calories, which I don't do all the time. But that's kind of the way I'll do it. Or I can just, but as long as my stuff averages out, that's the big thing. So the most important things to me is making sure that I'm hitting my calories, and I'm staying in somewhat of a deficit, pretty much under 3,000 calories a day. For myself. That doesn't mean you. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a bigger guy. So, 3,000 calories would probably be like a crazy, amount of calories for the normal person to be eating, especially if you're a guy like under 6 foot or something like that. And then also my protein. I prioritize protein. I got to make sure that I'm hitting on average at least 200 to 250 grams of protein a day. And as I lose weight, so that comes out to about a gram per pound. I usually typically stay around 225 grams of protein, and right now I weigh about 235. So as I lose weight, and I get closer to 200, and this is the first time that I'm really saying I'm not having an end goal. I'm just trying to see how far I can go with my weight loss. I haven't been under 200 pounds in a really long time, pretty much since high school, and I want to actually see what I look like when there's a 1 in front of my weight and not a 2. So wish me luck on that. We'll see how that goes and how long it takes me. Like I said, I'm not in any rush. I'm not doing it fast. I'm just trying to get, see how far I can go and what my best look can be. I usually try to say, I'm going to get down to 210 and stop, and then I do, and then I sit there forever, or I gain back up and kind of bounce around. I just kind of want to see how low I can go and maintain while staying healthy and keeping everything. But not to make this about myself or anything, that's just, I'm giving you examples of kind of what you can do. So prioritize your protein with your calories. You need to make sure that you're getting adequate protein in your diet. And so if you're a 150-pound person, eat 150 grams of protein a day. A gram of protein per pound of body weight is a great rule of thumb that a lot of people follow. You probably maybe don't need that much. If you're trying to build a crazy amount of muscle, you can probably go higher than that. If you're trying to just maintain muscle, that's probably perfect. You could probably even be lower. I just like to say that's the best rule of thumb that'll make absolutely sure you're getting enough protein. You're not going to hurt yourself by eating too much protein, despite what the myths and all the bullshit says. You're not going to have kidney loss and all the whatever damage and all this kind of stuff. You'll be fine. Just, try to average it out. Try to average it out to where you're eating a gram per pound of body weight a day. So that's kind of the things I've incorporated and kind of the way I've done it and the way I look at calories in, calories out. It is a fantastic tool, and I look at it just as that. I look at it as a tool. A lot of people use it as the foundation of the way they eat. I do not. I use my nutrition. I look at my nutrition, my macro and micronutrients, and eating whole, animal-based, nutritious, real food as the foundation of my diet. The calories in, calories out thing, I will incorporate depending on what my goals are at the time, and I'll use it as a tool. But, you know, each his own. If you want to pair calories in, calories out, and track your calories and do that stuff long term for the rest of your life, that is perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. Like I said, don't go to extremes. Don't give yourself a eating disorder or anything like that. Make sure you're watching, you know, and making sure that you're getting adequate nutrition and adequate protein and adequate fat throughout the day, the things that are required of you that you need to keep functioning. If you find yourself starting to have hormonal issues and things like that, take a look at how many calories you're eating. Maybe you're not eating enough. You can be in a calorie deficit and not go overboard. You don't have to go too far away from what your maintenance is to be in a deficit, like a lot of people say. I think a lot of us, you know, we want so much instant gratification. We want to lose the weight, and we want to fucking lose it right now. So, you know, that causes us to go and flip to these extremes, and sometimes that shit's just not that good for you. So I want you guys thinking about that, you know, making sure you're hitting your protein, you're getting your food from whole sources, and you're eating proper nutrition. That should be the foundation. Use the calories in, calories out thing as a tool, depending on what your goals are and how you want to get there. So that's all I've got for today, guys. Got some stuff coming up on the horizon, but definitely go down and get your free PDF on getting started with carnivore diet, and get your shopping list, get to the store, start buying whole animal products, and start losing weight. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later.